dad is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cats are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last. Even bring the fun to the masses, rolling a 20 and beating every dungeon classes. With his goofy faces and voice all over the places, he hopes to never give up on his dreams to bring joy. And even the facts with his laughs.
D on this, no, not D, not that one. This one, not D. Dang it. Okay, what? Audio check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna have it because for some reason, there was an update on OBS today, and as per usual, it messes up everything. Okay, so now do a test for me.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
You should hear yourself in a couple of seconds. All right. Bear Thoughts Podcast. Usually do this every Friday at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. But today we had a little sleeping beauty. As you can clearly tell, he got his beauty sleep. He looks absolutely fabulous. Hair is always there, and it's not on me. So he's doing great because of that. And I'm struggle busting. So welcome to the Bear Thought Podcast. I hope you're going to be joining it today. Hope you're enjoying this. We got a few little announcements to be putting out there. And of course, as always, some rambling from yours truly. So hope you're in for a good time and hope you have some good memories. And if you ever want to join in the conversation, please be sure to type in the chat.
Please, guys, please. We love to talk to each other, but we like to talk to other people too. This is not a mutually exclusive relationship. I will let him vocally cheat on me every now and then.
Giggity. All right, so okay, so we might be moving a few things. There might be a few things happening to the channel, so it's gonna get a heads up to everybody here. I talked about the Corvo this past week, and I have already been in the progress of moving things around, and I would love to hear some people's feedback on the ideas, and of course also channel names. Yes, you heard me right, channels. I'm making several different channels. I've already made one new one. I need to make at least 2 more. I'm going to be moving.
I'm glad you brought that up because I actually have some stuff that popped in my head on my end. I might want either you guys or you, Grumpy, some advice or some ideas too. So, hey, there's a lot of stuff moving around.
Yeah. Of course, we'll start with the one thing. D&D might be on a schedule. I wouldn't say hiatus, but a schedule change, adjustments, or some new things. Keep it going about because you know life is ever fluent and ever changing, and nothing is ever steady and true. So stay tuned to that if you are a D&D person. If you're one of the people that are in the channel that are D&D focused, and I hope we can get that going for you as soon as we can.
Yeah, we're gonna have a discussion tonight during our normally scheduled D&D if the guys are okay with it about what changes we may or may not do, and then after that discussion, if we do nothing else, I may just put some shit out there for them to fuck around with and find out. And if there's anything they ever wanted to test, that's a good time to test it. But yes, we will be having a discussion about that because a few things changed on my end, not so much as everybody else.
Yeah. So okay, so let's just go with the channel thing. I'm gonna be moving everything to their own separate channels. Now, if you are one of the people, stay here, okay? Listen to what I gotta say before you start to jump the ship. If you're one of those people that are going, oh my god, I can't be bothered to go to several different channels. This is a try run. This is my final try of trying to be, well, I would say successful on here. And there's a lot of reasons why I've not been treated fairly online. And if everybody's been around me long enough, you know there's no such thing as fairness online or anywhere in the world. But like there's a lot of bullshit that's happened to me over the years. And I'm going to try to make a change, as I've always done. I'm going to be putting all my anime stuff and manga on a new channel called Berserk. It already has its logo, already has the name of it, Berserk. I'll try to put it somewhere for people to easy to find, either my Twitter, my Facebook, whatever. And that's where all my manga and anime is going. That's focused only on that. The Bear Thought podcast staying right here. So if you want to be there at the Bear Thoughts podcast, people, you don't have to go nowhere. You don't do nothing. It's staying right here. Now the videos of the mangas, they're gonna be delisted. And then, Corvo, this is something you might want to learn. So if you ever have a channel and you delete stuff from the channel, it messes up YouTube's algorithm. Like they do not like you deleting videos from your channel. You delist them, meaning you don't let people see them no more. So they're not going away. They're just going to be no longer visible because I'm going to make it visible on another channel. That same thing go for my D&D channel. Why thinks I should call it Grumpy Daddy for the D&D channel. Still play on the channel's name for that one. And then we got, so that's for D&D. And video games, I am still going to probably put that on its own separate channel as well. So I still have a place I can, play video games on. Promise not everything's going to be allocated to other channels, and there won't be no one-stop shop. This channel right here, which was gonna get I thought that would be a good idea because okay, if everybody wants to watch just me, everything's on this one channel, and I'll just put different playlists for it. But then everybody's going, well, I saw you because of your podcast, or I saw you because of your anime stuff, and you see a bunch of other things. You're like, I'm not interested in that. I not. So you're gonna skedaddle, and I get it, but why? I'm not a fast editor, and also things happen, and I don't get around to it. I get lazy. I get sick. There's a problem with my personal life. Whatever could happen. I don't upload every single day like some people because, well, it's also very disheartening when you put a lot of effort to something with no fruits to bear. So that's what I'm changing things right here. This is kind of like my final hurrah. If this doesn't work and I don't see the support from you, the viewers, that want to see those things keep on going, I just have to stop just cold turkey. And I don't want to have to stop because I've been doing this for 8 years, going on 9. So I really need y'all's backing on this one to show me that I have a reason, not just because of my personal enjoyment, but another reason for it, which is, a backing. I'm not saying financial because I won't be able to be financial unless I have over 1,000 viewers, which is seems like it's never gonna happen. But there's a lot of reasons why. Okay, so what are you thinking about your channel? Because you said you had some things.
So there's some interesting stuff going on. First off, be prepared in the next 6 months or so. Your boy is gonna legitimately start printing to sell.
Printing to sell. Now you've always said, because you told me about this like a couple days ago, that you never print to sell because you always you didn't want to include or add your fun hobby to a price point or
right.
work.
So and you're absolutely right. If you go back and watch any number of our videos, y'all have always seen me argue this. And be perfectly honest, I'm still not a great fan of it.
Yeah, because I gotta call you balls and stripes here. Make sure people don't go like, oh, but he said.
No, you're fine. I knew that was coming, and I understood that, but some things has changed.
Okay.
Okay.
Could you give me an
So
example?
what that means? Well, okay, yeah. So an example. One of the things that I didn't like so much about trying to print and sell was one, I didn't want to turn my hobby into a job, and it wasn't because I don't like making stuff for people or selling stuff to people, because I've done that occasionally off and on.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing is I don't like being constricted to a time frame to get it done. Okay. But over the past few months, almost a year now, would you say I'd had this printer almost?
Yeah.
This new one. I've come to realize that with this specific printer, more often than not, unless there is a mechanical failure, not only can I meet the time frame that they ask for, usually I can beat it.
Which
and
is
get
great.
it done and get it done clean and in color.
Which is also very hard to do. Because
so
I think that's color.
I don't know that this will stay. Okay, let me say that out of the gate. I don't know this will be a long-term thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to attempt in a few months, as soon as I get the second one of these, because I have mine that we did the unboxing on.
Yeah.
I'm going to purchase another one as soon as I get enough money saved up from some of the print sales that I'm currently doing offline to buy one like Crimson's, the enclosed one.
Okay.
So the idea is to make the enclosed one an 8-color printer, and the small one that I purchased a single color printer. So that I can still do single colors for a little bit less than what you would pay for a colored model.
Yeah.
And at a pretty quick speed, because I mean, honestly, the thing doesn't have to be leveled; it levels itself. And
Yeah.
when it's running in one color, my eyes can't keep up with the speed of the nozzle. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to offer both a colored and non-colored, and I'm going to start with PLA exclusively.
Okay.
And then I might move to offering some resin print. That's going to depend on how well the PLA business goes. Okay. Now, that being said, lending to what you said, I always thought, I have a YouTube channel. It's called 3D Print.
Yes.
I always thought being able to put all my videos on the one channel, it didn't matter, people looking at blah, blah, blah. That will also halt for me. When I do this, it's funny that you brought up delisting, because I had just looked this up like 2 days ago because of what I'm planning to do with my channel. Anything that is not 3D print related on that YouTube channel will be delisted. I'm going to move it to a channel, and I haven't come up with a name yet, but I'm thinking something along the lines of Corvo's Hobbies or Corvo's Interest or some shit like that, so that it could be all inclusive. It'd be tattoo videos, it could be discussionary videos, it could be vacation videos, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all going to go there. However, everything 3D print related is going to go here. Now, to come back around to him saying, I know you guys, I don't want to have to go to 4 or 5 different channels. Mainly because you don't want to have to search up 4 or 5 different channels.
Yes.
But I may be going to make a solution for myself for that. And if the man on the other side of this mic wants me to, I may even work one up for him.
Yeah, that would
So
always be nice.
The solution being is I may create my own webpage, and on that webpage there will be a link already there for each one of those channels. So instead of searching up 12 different channels, you search one location and click where you want to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's some Lincoln little like sites you can do that with, honestly, already, like out there. All you gotta do is just go to the website and put all your links in it, and they can click on from that.
And I get that, but I want to make it customized to our people.
Gotcha.
Okay. Because granted, we don't have a huge following, and I understand that, but the people we do have, I do respect, and I am very happy that they're here. And I don't want to, just because I'm making a change, make it harder on them or make them feel like they're less appreciated. Because that is absolutely not the case. So with that being said, for a fact that I am capable of building the webpage. I mean, I already own Gaming Starts Now that has a link to both my Twitch, your Twitch, and Stealthy's Twitch on it.
Yeah.
I can build a webpage. That is not the issue. The thing is, you may have to bear with me. It may take a little time because there's been a few things in flux here. One, I'm trying to get this printing stuff going. 2, Stealthy has, for lack of a better term, picked up an extra schedule for work.
Yeah.
Okay. So, without going into great details, her second half of her day may fluctuate periodically, which is one of the reasons why we have to have the discussion for D&D.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, her stuff is by no means permanent. It is what she can do now prior to the children, the youngest starting middle school next year.
Yeah, okay.
Because once that starts, this won't be required because pickup won't be required. She won't have to have that gap. You know what I mean? She could just continue with the first schedule.
Yeah.
Until it's done.
Yeah.
So it's not a permanent thing on her end by no means. And hell, she may come home tonight and be say, "Fuck this." I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's doing that other thing, Grumpy, during championship game night.
Yeah. And you know, like I know she's trying to expedite things. You know, even try to do some nice things for certain people.
Yeah.
She don't have to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She don't have to.
Talking about.
You know.
I know she don't. She doesn't have to do shit. Neither do I. But
they want to. So like it's one of those things.
You know that we're hard headed as hell, right?
Yeah.
And we do what the hell we want to do. So I apologize in advance for my kindness, but suck it up, Buttercup.
But yeah, okay. So that reminds me. So Twitch is having a bit of a couple weeks. Someone got sexually assaulted at TwitchCon. There's some couple little scandals going on. But there's one nice thing I'm gonna say about Twitch going on now that I recently found out, and I think me and you need to start doing it. Now, everybody on all the rest of the platforms, they don't have this feature yet. And, you know, I'm in mind of certain other platforms are doing so much better than Twitch. And it comes with regards of viewer base and people being active, but still the community is probably really interested. But one nice thing. So you made a little feature that me and you were like able to share chat together.
Yep. Right.
And we were like, that's nice, but you don't share the viewers together.
Right. Yeah, that was the big thing. Is like it was cool that we were seeing the chat together and could see everybody's chat at the same time, and we could even reply to everybody at the same time. But if they were in your channel doing the initiation, only you were getting the viewer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Twitch has now added a viewer sharing system. So,
oh shit!
Where if I have 5 or 6 and you have 2 or 3 or 5 or 6, it'll look like me and you on each of our channel will have like 12.
Oh, that's badass.
That will make us look like we are bigger in a sense of like getting viewers. Now the problem is, I see this coming about, is other channels using like big channels that don't need that kind of attention and numbers.
I've only got 2.3 million subscribers. I need to partner with this guy with 3.3 million.
Yeah,
what?
and share our viewers together. You fuckers don't need it. And some of them, because like remember, like
we do.
Yeah, we do. But like they don't. And you remember a couple like months back, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna stop view botting."
Yeah, that hadn't happened.
That didn't work. That didn't happen. They're still like letting people just wee, and people like me and you are still going.
Healthy stream the other night. She got a fucking cheap viewers for blah 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 blah. I'm like, I thought they were supposed to be stopping this shit.
Yeah,
like really?
I thought they were putting into that. Like that should be like immediately going. Oh, here's a link. Even though they always say delete the space or delete the hashtag or delete this or that, and there it is a link. Like can Twitch not just go to those websites and I don't know if they're like in other countries, but like put an IP ban on that or something? Or
they should be able to put them on a blacklist, just like you do with fucking email.
Yeah.
We do it all the time at work. We're like, oh, this guy keeps coming in because he's putting this one dot right here to get by his system. Well, fuck that. We'll just blacklist that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's just something to put it into the view bot. And I've told about before, like that's not just view botting. I've made before. You ever went to a website and you go on the website and you start scrolling, and on the side there's like all the ads. You might see this one video playing right? And it's just playing. It's already on mute or whatever, or it just auto plays, and it just like it just goes, and you just keep on scrolling by. Like you don't pay attention to it. Well,
Right.
people are selling those kind of things for channels. So when people go view those kind of websites, whether it be guides, blogs, whatever, and they're putting people's Twitch channels on that website. So when they get that website gets thousands of views a day, a thousand of views a day, guess who's also getting 1,000 views?
Said.
Yeah.
Facts.
And looking like they're actual people.
Yeah.
They're not actual people. They're reading some shit online. There's your video down the edge. And some people do that for YouTube too. Yeah, it's just like people are like, oh, there's a YouTube video on the side of the screen. Now that video's
Said.
gonna get 1,000 of views.
What's up, Shamrock?
Hey, what's up? Long time no see, man. So yeah, it's just it's so weird and annoying when you're going and trying to build a platform, build an industry, build a entertainment what a conglomerate, or you want to call this, whatever you want to call this kind of channel. And there's so people still doing that kind of stuff, and you're doing this for 9 or 10 years like me, and you
Said.
get no interest.
Welcome.
Yeah, this guy Shamrock, this guy right here, he used to call me Shamrock. This guy here took me to bars. His wife is a lovely woman. Met her back when I was in Tennessee. Great guy, funny. If you ever meet him in real life, Corvo, I'm sure you and him would be really great friends because this guy knows his beer and alcohol like no other. I'm not saying you're alcoholic, but he's a great time and a real just
Talk about. I've
around-
only got 2 bottles within hands distance. I'm not an alcoholic.
Hey, Mike, if you ever want to play D&D, let me know, okay? We play D&D often. We could always use another guy. Just wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You want to join in sometime. Be a dork with us. He's a great guy, really great guy. I haven't seen him in years though.
Said.
So,
Yes,
hold
sir.
on just a second.
LOL.
Crimson, come here for just a second to the door. I'm gonna have him bring me something. Remember that special project I told you started?
Oh yeah.
I
yeah,
got
was-
two. I got 2 pieces printed.
Nice. But yeah, I also got me some new dice too, and I'm like, damn it, like this is just. Oh yeah, they are. Got me some new dice. If everyone wants to get some cheap dice, go to Five Below. Five Below, he has some dice out there. But
You got
I got
hill
a hill dwarf.
He said he's got a hill dwarf. I
yeah,
like that idea.
Okay, we got it.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
hey, hit me up on Discord, or if you're not on Discord, hit me up on Instagram. No, not that channel. Man, okay, so I think Facebook got mad at me because a couple weeks back, or maybe months back at this point, there was a scandal going on with Facebook selling people's information to advertisers, and there was a joint lawsuit, and I put my name underneath it, and I might be getting some money back from YouTube because they sold some of my information, and YouTube got pissed at me and kind of like banned my my Facebook chat, my Facebook.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah. So I lost my Instagram with it, and they won't let me get it back because they're not responding to me. You know, people get pissy when you do something to them. Okay, what am I looking at here? I don't know what I'm looking at here.
You're looking at.
Oh, that's the one edge of it? Jesus Christ, that's just one part of it.
No, hang on. That is the tip of the entire thing. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like
so-
me. You know?
yeah.
Just the tip.
So Corvo
But-
is printing the Buster Sword from Cloud Strider from Final Fantasy VII. And he's gonna be going that next year, but he got a long way to go because he has to print the entire Buster Sword. And then he has to print the sword from Sephiroth, the gun from Bran Vincent.
Vincent.
Not, I'm talking about the arm gun.
Oh, Barrett. Yeah, I
Barrett,
gotta do Barrett too.
Barrett. So yeah, he gets a lot of print.
Said.
I got a lot of print.
Oh my
and
God, LOL.
Remember I told you I made a guesstimation about how many rolls it took to do that sword?
Yeah.
No shit. I checked my guesstimation. I was right. 5 of each color.
Jeez, okay. There's some, like, I'm just saying, there's some printers out there, they're big enough to print the whole show one piece if you want to spend a couple grand on it.
Listen, so I got in trouble
Mhm.
because I have a friend that I work with, and he prints a lot too. And I fucked around and sent him a picture of those pieces and then a picture of the
Said.
model.
Laud.
I sent it to him while he was at a con with his wife.
Okay.
They got back from the con, and his wife walked over to me and said, "Are you the reason why my husband wants another fucking printer?" And I was like, "Maybe. Give me more context." She said, "Yeah, we were sitting there, and he just turns and looks at me and says, 'Hey, babe, if I had another printer like the one I got in there, I could print bigger things faster. Like really big, intricate things much faster.'" She's thinking, "What the fuck? What do you need to print bigger, faster?" I was like, "Yeah, that's probably me." And then I showed her the picture that I sent him, and she goes, "God damn it, Corvo!" I was like, "My bad."
Yeah.
I mean,
you can roll down the problem of issues down to this guy, because, well, technically, if you go from me, it's because of YouTube, so you can roll it down to that. But like, I feel like I was a bit of a transgender. But yeah, I get that people want to print bigger and faster things. It's cool. You don't need anybody that wants to get into 3D printing. You don't need a big printer. What you need is a lot of patience and time.
and learn how to split models yourself, because you get a small printer, print a really big item, but chances are the models aren't broke that small, so you got to do it yourself.
Yeah, 3D CAD, which I don't know if you saw this. 3D CAD has a system, or at least I think it's 3D CAD, where you can actually take 2D images and it will try to make a 3D object out of it, so you can print it. I thought it was
So
pretty
let me
cool.
tell you something. Let me tell you something I found in the software that come with that printer. The slicer software. Now, understand what I'm saying. The slicer.
All right.
If I put an object on the bed and it is too tall or too wide, the software has the feature to split the item for me.
Oh, that's nice.
And you get to choose whether you want to keep the split off item.
Yeah.
Or if you just don't want it because it doesn't really need to be that big, you can say discard.
Okay. Sidebar here. At some programs, slicers, you put the 3D model in the program, and it will go and, hey, it'll turn that 3D model into a printable object, and then put supports on it to make sure it doesn't like move while it's printing. But sometimes you put models in it, and it will size it to the bed that you have or in the program, and that sucks because you're not like, no, I want this.
Mine doesn't do that.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, some programs do that. Like some programs, like you put it in there, it's like, whip. Like no. I want it to stay size. Let me know if it's too big. Then I will start doing the hack it, cut the shit. I'll do it. Okay, I got the brain cells to do it.
Yeah, let me do it myself. That way I can put my holes in my pegs so they line up right.
Yeah. So that's just a little side annoyance and a little sidebar right there.
Yeah. So yeah, get ready. Because I got that, and then I've worked up a couple of pieces that I think people will want to purchase. Of course, I'm going to print some models so that people can see them first.
Have you ever got the programming to work for the time lapse for it? Because I've yet to see a good visual of it where it goes, so you can actually see the camera picked up on the print, and so it looks like it's like melting out of the resin, or it's like
what I've done
in midair or whatever.
With the PLA, I found a feature that I didn't know before.
Okay.
So on the printer that I bought, it natively says, "Hey, you can turn on time lapse," and it'll make it for you. But it's not a clean time lapse like what you're talking about. It's just a sped up version. It might not be, in the exact same spot in each frame. However, in the software, when you're slicing it, there is an option under the time lapse where you can change it to say fluid.
Okay.
And what that means is it's going to take the image, but then it's only going to compile the images where it's sitting at home coming up.
Yeah.
So now you get that feature going.
Yeah, I still think that stuff is so cool. Like, I know we're talking about 3D printing stuff here, guys. Bear with me. It's just one of those fun hobbies. And when you watch YouTube videos, it's one of the cool things you can see. When you see something built from the ground up, and you don't see nothing around it making it, and you just see this thing just form into life out of nowhere. And that's what people do some of their videos for when someone's printing something. They make it look like the model is being formed, and like as if it was made out of liquid into a solid, going up and up and up and up, and then you see the final product of the print. And I do that for resin as well. It looks like it's being oozed out of the resin into a form of object. And if you do rewind, it looks like you're melting into the resin. So like you can do stuff with it, and that's just it's a cool visual effect, I guess you would call it.
Yep. I guess you would. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It just makes it more interesting rather than just seeing the beginning of it and final results. Some people just like, and I've heard this from other 3D printing model activists, that something about just watching 3D models is cathartic.
See, if you remember, when I got my first one, I had a room in the house because the two boys were still sharing a room. I had a room that wasn't being used.
Yeah.
I set it up in there. Dude, I got so much enjoyment out of just watching it print that I literally had a fucking recliner in there. I would fall asleep watching this thing. And my wife would be like, hey, it's time to go to bed, huh? What? When I go to sleep? Shit.
It's weird.
I will say, though, you cannot do that with this one. That motherfucker moves too fast, especially if it's a single color. You don't get cathartic. What you get is, I feel like I'm going to have a seizure.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And the printers are only getting faster and faster. It's going to be wild to see how things get in the next... it feels like every year something new is coming about with them. And it's going to get to a point where I don't even recognize them anymore. And I'm like, oh,
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to pull something up and then I'm going to send it to you. But I thought 4 or 8 colors was cool.
Yeah.
Dude, they have already.
It's 8. I still think the resin. I showed this a couple weeks back. I don't know if I showed it on stream that they're doing. Like it's not like a resin. It's like ink, and they're doing in colored ink, and it's almost done in the same way of a spool printer, and it looks like a legitimate. If they're doing figurines, like a legitimate figurine, and I think that's like. Now we're getting that to the spool version of it. And I don't know which one I'm more rooting for, the ink or the spool. Like I just
all right. So I'm gonna send this link to you, and then I'm gonna tell you a piece of information I found out about.
Okay. Oh, Creality. Okay, Creality is one of the companies that I introduced Corvo to, and I'm kind of a fan of them, but that's because like they were my first printer. So it's like when I hear Creality, my brain's like, oh yeah.
I love Creality and I love Anycubic. Both of those brands have been good to me. But you know what's special about this one?
No.
You buy the right hub and you can do 16 colors.
16?
Yep. Four of those 4-roll boxes will hook up to a 16 tube hub in the back. And it will run 16 colors.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Let me give this to everybody else or like get it to them. Let me see if I can get it so then they can see it. This is wild. Okay. Sorry, just a little ad here. The screen may not be in the full right spot, but yeah, that's its full this configuration now. The print looks, I don't know, maybe it's just the scale doesn't look quite right to me. I don't know, maybe it looks a little small. But
that printer is 300 by 300. Yeah, it says right here, multicolor printing, up to 16 colors. We'll do PLA, ABS, PPA, CF. and many others, and the print volume is 300 millimeters square,
In all directions.
which is the same footprint as my big reality.
They really like that 300 by 300 aspect. I kind of wish it did a little bit bigger. I like 300 by 300 aspect, but I wouldn't mind like a 500 by 500.
I'm thinking 300 by 300 is pretty big, right? Okay.
Because I think that was about the same size of my bed when my first printer, which is like, it's still a really good size. But
300 by 300 is a pretty big surface for most of them. But I'm gonna now send you a different link.
16 colors, like I don't know what
Okay.
What would you need 16
so
colors for?
you said a little bigger, right?
Yeah, a little bigger.
Okay.
And that I imagine this image right here is the full scale of things they could do. Okay, so this one is okay. Let's see. 420 by 420, 5 millimeters.
By
Okay,
500. That is the big boy version of the one that I bought and unboxed.
Okay, and this is by Anycubic. Yeah. And this is the outside, but you want the one that's enclosed, don't you?
Well, I'm gonna get it enclosed because, from what I understand, and this is because I actually have personal experience with this. I have one like this that everybody's seen me unbox. That was the smaller version. My son bought the enclosed version. I have seen them both work. Now, there are pluses and minuses to both. The plus to the bed slinger, which is the non-enclosed one, is that it can print color prints faster than the enclosed one.
Okay.
And the reason being is because the hub is directly mounted on the print head, so it does not have to retract filament as far before it pushes the next color in. So it's less time between changing.
Yeah.
However, the downside is even though we've all seen it has immaculate resolution. I showed you the little baby dragons and stuff I printed. It is still not as good as the enclosed. The enclosed can do the detail so much better because the bed's not moving.
Yeah.
It's only going down.
It's only going up and down.
The head is doing all the work.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to choose between speed and precise. Well, if I'm trying to sell these things, I want them to look as best they possibly can. So I'm going to go with the color being in the enclosed one, the single color being on the bed slinger. That is my game plan. It may get flip-flopped depending on what happened.
I just like that nowadays, because okay, so let's say you're new into printing, and I wish I had a model next to me so I could actually grab one. But like you start printing the object, and well, let's just take this little cat thing right here. Let's say this was a 3D model, and you start printing it upwards. When I was 3D printing, if the model gets nudged, or if it gets slightly moved over, or the belt get loose while it's printing, you can start getting these, you start getting off tilter, or a bunch of these strings, or a bunch of haywire going where the printer is. When I first started printing, that was not a solvable problem. You just woke up the next day, and it is what it is. Bad or good, you prayed to the gods that it was still a good print. Nowadays, the printer will see that and go, stop, wait a minute, something ain't right. And we'll just stop and go, hey, no. When he wakes up in the morning, he can fix this shit and we can keep on going.
Yeah, and it will literally keep the bed heated so your model won't move. It's not coming off the bed. It's keeping the bed heated and it's chilling until you come in there and go, oh, let me wipe this off, do a snip here, resume. And it's like, back going.
Yeah, it just I wish.
Oh, wait. my favorite thing was, hang on, do I have it level? Is there enough friction? Not enough friction? Let me, is it a quarter, an eighth, a 16th of a turn to get it right? That shit is no more.
Yeah,
You can't do that with this printer.
Yeah, so
This bitch is locked in.
Yeah, it's like anybody's ever done I would say an oil change, but anybody, well, oil change too, but if anybody's ever done spark plug changes or a tune-up on your vehicle like I have in the past, there's just little tools that I had to go get, and each one of them had their own little millimeter, I would say this little floppy piece of metal, and you normally put that underneath the spark plugs or between the oil filters to make sure you get the right distance when you put it in the vehicle. We were calibrating our printers to print leveled and print straight and print on the bed right every single time because there was no auto leveling. And I'm going, God dang it, put it in the 3D printer or resin printers too, because I don't want to auto level that shit no more either. I went through so many of these. I realized I have like all these prints, but these are resin prints. All these are failures. All of them. Bad. Why? Because there's no auto level on resin printers. It's just put it in and then you level it on the bed. Oh, yay. I don't want to do this no more. I want to just press play, damn it. I want to be lazy.
Right. Right. So that's why, hence, I went from my other PLA printer and I got big into resin because resin was a little easier. Because the leveling on it was literally stick a sheet of paper in it, press down, tighten a bitch up, you're done, right? Right. Now I've gotten this PLA printer, and this motherfucker's easier than all of them. It's literally gonna click play.
Yeah, it will level up the bed for you. Like even if you okay, because back then the beds were on these, well, at least the ones we had 4 corners and they had screws with springs, and you had to tighten screws to get the bed to level. Well, now the bed is even like slightly kilter. The print will go, okay, this printer on this side is a quarter of a millimeter down lower than this side, and this side is a couple quarter inches higher. And then on this side, and it just goes, okay, we know how low each side is. We'll adjust for it. And it'll just start printing. God. What?
Sea Dragon just put something in our chat. It's gonna make us spend more money. That's what he did.
Oh yeah, the dice. I still think, okay, I'm gonna say this right now. I think some of the first prints you should do for your multi-printer is 3D print dice and multicolor all of them.
I'm planning to.
I'm planning simple.
So let me tell you something I did, and I already sold it to somebody.
Okay.
Or else I'd show it to you. Okay. But you remember way back when we were young bears and we were just starting to print, we had these models that were Pokemon chess set pieces, right?
Yeah.
And we printed them, but all you could do was one color. And everything else you had to paint, right?
Yes.
And nobody really wanted a single color, and we were like, damn, I don't really want to paint all these little bitty pieces.
I just realized I have one of the first, like, these literally are some of my first 3D prints. This is a dice that I was printing on the Creality, and you can see like that, that's all smooth, that's all jagged. I don't know if the camera's doing a good job on it, but yeah. Anyways, keep going. One color. Only
so, I took and put that chess set in my program, and I colored them all and printed them on the PLA printer.
All the Pokemon?
And all the ones for that chess set.
Okay.
And I didn't even get to hold it for a day before someone was putting money in my hand because of 2 reasons. Are you ready?
Okay.
You ready?
Okay,
Here's 2 reasons. 1, it was colored and it looked nice.
Uh-huh.
And 2, it was plastic. So if his kids knock it off or something along that nature, it's not going to break.
Not nearly as easy. Like I can smack
like,
someone with this
shit.
and more likely break it because it's resin than this all plastic PLA.
Yeah.
This stuff is sturdy.
Yep.
Resin, it's almost like glass. Not really, but it can be pretty close to it. Unless you get resin has some flex in it, which I think the technology, I'm saying the spools are getting better too, which I think if you really want to go wild, you get your wood filament spools, and you get some of the brass and bronze wood filament spools, and you get some of like the fiber spools, and you can just go like real wild with the materials because spools are going crazy too. And to get to a point where you won't notice the difference between what's a resin printer and what's a filament printer, because it's getting there.
Where the hell is it at? I want to send this to you because you're I guess I'm going to call them your nephews at this point. They might as well be your fucking nephews at this point. Your oldest nephew is about to take on a hell of a challenge when I find it. I got to figure out.
God, I just wish Creality printers weren't so expensive, but they're expensive for a reason. They're good. God.
Oh yeah. It's $800, but if you buy that one that I sent you, the 300 by 300 for $800, you get 2 4-box colors, which means you out of the gate 8 colors.
Yeah, you get 8 colors. The drying system to keep them dry and in their own little area. Comes with the air filters, so you don't worry about like the smell. Oh, jeez. My wife done said like when we move to our next house, whatever that's gonna be, she wants to get a whole cabinet just to put my printers in, and so I can open and close them, so she can like put it in there. And then she's like, "I'm gonna throw your ass in the garage or basement. Basement would be nice too."
Me and Stealthy was talking, and I think I'm hoping in the next year or two to clean out that storage building that's in the backyard.
Yeah.
Put power and water out there and internet, and build a bunch of tables all the way around the walls. And the whole purpose is to put the printers out there.
See, I thought at some like when I was watching you literally built that thing, I thought your original idea was to put yourself out there and be a, like that be your little, I wouldn't say man cave, but your printer area.
Kind of what we were originally planning, and then
life.
See how my grandmother passed away.
Yeah, okay.
So a shitload of stuff was given, and we had nowhere to put it. So we had to put it in there.
I see that.
Here we go. Where are you at, you little biatch? Damn it, where is it?
Okay, so while you talk about that, I'm gonna talk about those couple of scandals that's going on, and I wanted to see if you have I'm pretty sure I know what your opinion is. I'm just trying to see if there's some double standards here. So, a couple weeks back, or a week or so back, a girl game by the name of Imaru was at TwitchCon. If anybody ever wants to go to TwitchCon, it's a good place for upcoming people to go to try to get in contact with like I would say advertisers, sponsors, and sponsors go there to talk to streamers to try to get a sponsorship and maybe get a group of camaraderie with new people. And this girl went there, and she's very popular, and she had it where if you wanted to go greet her, you had to pay prior to the TwitchCon to go see her, go shake her hand, take a picture with her, maybe get a hug, whatnot. Only fans only. Not only fans like the porn website. Fans of hers only. Let's put it like that. So they had a line for all those people getting there. And this gentleman, one, didn't have a ticket, didn't have the right to enter the area from which she was at, and didn't have the right to go see her. Went straight up to her with the lines already going on, went straight up to her, tried to hug her and kiss her. Right there, and it got on camera.
Fuck?
Yeah. So
No.
So
why would you do that? That's stupid.
And he was caught on camera, and the only reason why they got in trouble was because he got caught on camera. So for him doing that, he had a 1-day ban on Twitch. The gentleman from which did it had a 1-day ban. And Twitch was saying before this all happened that their TwitchCon was to be like Fort Knott. No one can get past them. Everybody was super safe. Everybody was super all right. And that guy just walked right into the area that she was at. He had the credentials to go there. He had the ticket. And got in the line. Well, didn't get in the line. He just went right past the line, which he didn't have the rights to do, and went straight up to her. So they settled Twitch and the girl for like $10,000. And she said, take the $10,000 and donate it to I wouldn't say a fundraiser, a charity for victims. Good, right? That's good. Good on them.
Right.
So, but this edit footage came out of this guy getting grinded on by two girls. He didn't want it. He made it obviously and clear. He didn't want them grinding on him.
They didn't do shit.
They banned the girls for 1 day. One day. You seen a pattern here? 1 day.
1 day.
Sexually assaulted on camera, full display. He was obviously not wanting, he literally ran from them. And he literally said after they got banned, he thanked Twitch for banning them, only for them the next day to unban them.
What the fuck?
Because he's been sexually assaulted before.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
That's fucking insane.
And the girls are like admitted that she was like one of the girls like already admitted like she used to beat the out of her brother when she was younger, to the point where the child safety and security came to see what's going on. The father and the family fled back to their home country of China because of their daughter beating the out of her brother so much.
Damn.
She eventually came back, apparently, but she's a nasty person. So, like
That's
I said,
nasty.
Twitch is going through some troubles right now, and I think the person that's running it, Dan Clancy, I believe his name, should be probably fired. At this point, I'm just
Crazy.
I don't think that kind of stuff is going on. But anyway, who was looking at? Because I'm sorry, I kind of like
I
jumped
just
in.
sent it to you.
Okay, you sent it
I
to me.
just sent it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent you an image.
Oh, Ghastly. Okay. Why is that little?
Yeah, do you know-
Oh, is that one of those little moving ones? Yeah.
He's about to take on the challenge of printing that. It's all one print.
Well, printers are getting better. Back when me and you were, but again, our old printers.
I'm
barely do
I'm
those.
gonna put it out there like this. I've already tried to print it
Mm-hmm.
on mine,
Was it bad?
bro. Bro. Okay, so it wouldn't be that bad if you could use a rim, right?
Yeah.
You can't use a brim because if you use a brim, it connects the pieces.
Yeah.
So it has to be printed no brim, no raft, no supports, just like that.
Okay. So what made yours
Now
fail?
here's what the problem is. Mine printed first layer. I noticed this on the first layer, so it didn't like fail. I didn't let it get far. I was watching.
Okay.
On the first layer, everything you see, it printed the first layer perfectly fine, except for if you're looking at it, the left eye, if you come down to, there's a small little section of bulge purple there, right?
Yeah.
That one section, it didn't want to print the first layer.
Oh, okay. So it's about to have some.
And it, very minute. So here's what I figured out. One, I'm a dumbass because I tried to print it in the highest resolution possible, which meant all the layers was as thin as possible, so it was a higher chance that something wasn't going to stick.
Okay.
Okay. Two, if you're going to do that, this printer software is kind of special. it will allow you to set your first layer to a different thickness than all the other layers.
Okay.
So, if you're having this issue, you know what you do. Your first layer is a 0.2, and every layer after that is 0.08. That way, the first layer is thick enough that you're guaranteed it sticks. You dumbass didn't do that. I went straight for the finest resolution possible.
Well,
So,
I can see why you do that, because like that's one of the downsides about spool 3D printers. We always said that we would like the 3D prints to look like one solid piece of mass. No
now,
layer lines,
this.
no gooshes on the side, just a solid piece.
I will say this. I've done a few prints since learning that with this, with the first layer being set at 2 and everything else at 0.08. And believe it or not, it makes a huge fucking difference as to whether it's going to be a beautiful first layer and stick properly or not.
Okay.
And I remember thinking to myself, if my Creality had this ability and I knew it, you know how many failed prints wouldn't have fucking failed?
Yeah, it just, the more the printers can print without failure, the less we would need those machines that cost over $1,000 to recycle failed prints into usable prints or support prints.
Here's the tricky part about this one. 4 colors. Purple, black, red, but you know what the green is, right? It's glow in the dark green.
Ah, yeah. Okay, is it a... Okay, so now that I'm thinking about it, that's it in the past. Each color usually has a different melting temperature because certain prints give, or certain colors just melt at a lower or higher temperature because the color gamut, just is natural. So can you actually change the temperature based on the filament from which it's printing from?
Well, I'm going to help you with something where technically, yes, you can do that. Technically, you can say, hey, filament in this roll, when you swap to it, this temp. Okay, technically you can.
Okay.
But this is something I learned because I've been buying a lot of Creality filament lately because they have this great fucking sale, right?
Yeah.
Might take it a little longer to get to me, but I save a shitload of money. Right. Let me put it like this. I put in the cart the other night everything needed to print the sword, the Kubota, and a couple other things that I need. A flexible Shinron.
Okay.
Okay. Put everything that I needed in there. Now, it should have cost me somewhere around $285 is what it should have estimated it being, right?
The total amount of spools. Okay.
For all the spools. Yeah, because you're talking 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you're talking 17 spools in total. 17 spools.
All right.
Using their sale, instead of $289 or something like that, minus $85 from it.
Okay. So, back to the printing spools at a different temperature. What was you learning?
Okay. What I learned was any cubic, doesn't matter what color they have. Okay? If you're running basic PLA, all of their basic is within 1 or 2 degrees of the same melting. So, what that means is they've created a formula that the color is not the deciding factor. Okay? And here's where it gets even more interesting. They have made, I don't know how they did this. I do not know. I cannot tell you how they've done it. I've tried to figure this shit out. However they make the filament, when you load it into that box, 95% of the time, not only will the box load it, but it will pick the exact right color for you and tell you whether it's basic, speed plus, silk. It knows all of that shit just from you going click and it going, I don't know what the fuck they did. I don't know how they did it.
No
But it will
barcode
tell
or
I haven't seen no barcode. I mean, it would have to be on the filament, and it would have to be reading it as the filament goes through, because there's nothing to scan the spools.
yeah. Huh. And this is on your Anycubic, but this is Creality's spools. So
It'll do it with Creality. It'll do it with Anycubic. Here's the trick: if it doesn't happen to read which one it is, you can go into software and say, "Hey, the spool I put in was Anycubic. The spool I put in was Creality. It was Elgoo, whatever." It will then automatically set the melt point to what that spool's melt point is.
with the, I'm sure with the with the sales vendors are suggesting you to melt it at, right? It's not like a hey.
Yeah. It's like what's on. You know how when you get one, there's a label that says, best melted between 195 and 210 or whatever.
Yes.
It always goes to the high point of whatever that threshold is.
Okay.
But it knows that this fucking spool is supposed to print at this temperature based on whether it picks it up itself or you tell it. It just knows.
Just knows. Okay, now I'm still confused on how the heck is it knowing, like, okay, here's the filament, pulling it through. Oh yeah, this is
right.
This is Creality. I'm like, how the fuck do you know it's Creality?
What I want to know, this is what I want to know. We can go even more basic than that. How is it that when I sit this spool in here, there's nothing to scan the spool, there's no laser or anything scanning this damn filament, but when I stick it in there, it's like, oh, you put red in. Bitch, how you know I put red in? I hadn't even told you what color I put in yet. How you know?
I wonder if it has a scanner inside the spool feeder, the feeder area. Like if it's.
But the thing is, what's it scanning? It's not like there's barcodes on the damn roll.
Like maybe scanning the filament as it's being fed in. Like it's like, oh, that's red, that's black. I don't know, maybe I'm just spitballing here.
I don't know. I have looked and I have tried to figure this shit out. It's one of those things, you get kind of sidetracked and you're like, what the fuck is it doing it? How's it doing it?
Like, is this actual usable AI?
It is very rarely that I have taken a spool and put it in there and fed it in there and it'd be like, I don't know what color it is, tell me please.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely.
Like if I put white in there, it goes, yeah, that's pink. I'm like, not even close, brother. That is a white.
Let me put it like this. You've seen a clear roll and a white roll, and when they're not melted, they pretty much both look almost white.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's like, no, this is clear, this is white. I'm like, how the hell do you know that? I'm fixing to start talking to it like Eugene, what you doing, bro? How you know?
Well, I hope you can get printed off. I know I've seen a lot of those prints where they have like a lot of joints. When we first started, well, at least my first printer, if you wanted something like that, you had to print this one little tool or to print this one little model. And then with that model, you can see what your tolerance was and how close you can get things to actually be able to move it or whatnot. And if you couldn't move it, you had to adjust things on your printer or in your slicer to be able to move that. And there was a lot of fidgeting to make sure you get the right tolerance. So if you had a 3D print that was connected in some joints or otherwise, you had to adjust it so you can move those joints. And nowadays, it's like, no, just print it. You can move just fine. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, this come off the printer. I didn't do any sanding or anything. It just goes together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no gap between the joint and it. It looks like it's going on flush. Then again, the problem is I only see about this because I don't know I know you're still gonna do like an acid bath or something like that, try to make it look like it's like a smooth surface or whatnot. But I can see like the gray shadow on one side, and the piece you connect to it has that like that more lighter gray tint to it. It's like, I don't know if that's just
the same. It is the same color as this right here. The problem is that the way you have to lay this piece to print it is not the same as this one, because this one printed just like this.
Okay.
If there hadn't have been a nib under here, this one would have printed the same way.
So the lines
right?
are going in different.
So the lines are changing the color, but what we have decided we're going to do is we're going to print them all off, and I'm going to do an acetone steam, not a bath.
Yeah,
steam.
something like that.
Because what I learned was if you dip this in acetone, it's going to turn into a puddle. However, if you sit it above the acetone while it is boiling, the fumes will actually make all of those ridges go away.
Yeah, and that's what we like. That's what we pretty much all of us 3D printer nerds are all hoping for. It's to someday not have to do that ever again. I don't have to do anything to it. It's just a print. It looks like one solid, glorious piece of plastic and meltedness goodness. That's what I want. That's why I got resin printers, so I didn't have that. But they have their own problems.
What I'm kicking my ass about when it comes to those two pieces is technically I could have joined those two pieces in the program together.
Yeah.
Before I printed it and printed it all in one piece, because the printer is tall enough to print it all in one, and I wouldn't have had any degradation at all. It'd have been perfect. And then every other piece is turned to print, just like this one. So all the other ones are going to look like this.
Yeah.
They're going to look sweet, just like that. Because this is actually the tip of the sword. This is the end that does the stabby. Okay?
Yeah, I wish that, as I said before in the past, I kind of wish they had the slicers where you put models in it, and even though the printer, the prints or the model itself doesn't have it, kind of wish they would have a feature where if you would touch the prints, the models together in some way, it would click together like logos.
It needs to be more pointy.
Like Legos, yeah.
Yeah, so like if I hover one print, let's say this bat on the bed, and I hover this bat to this thing, it just connects. Like if I wanted to. I kind of wish they would do that so I can not have to go, is it? I can zoom in real close in the print going, is it touching? Is it on there? And you see a little tiny air gap. Like
what I would like is, I get that they may not be able to make it automatically do it.
Yeah.
But they do have the technology where you could go, okay, click this surface, and say, click, attach, and it geometrically go, okay, this surface fits this surface if I turn it this way, and there it is, perfect.
Yeah, but then you might have to
They have the technology to do it.
Yeah.
But they just ain't done it.
Yeah, do that, makers. Yeah, what up, Clouder? We're going to be jumping into D&D here shortly, so we're going to have a chit-chat what is the current dilemma, if you want to call it, or current thing that's going on, so be joining that soon. For those who are here, if you haven't already hit the like button, subscribe button, I would appreciate it. We're going to be calling it here for the day. DD is up in the air, but we're going to go, if we have D&D, if we have it, it will be within the hour, so stay tuned. For those who, again, one last announcement, all stuff are going to its own separate channel. D&D will be soon on its own channel. Anime stuff, manga, on its own channel. Podcast staying here, and video gaming is going to its own channel. So if you are interested in those 4 categories, stay tuned. And I hope you go in there, subscribe, and show that, show support, right? I really hope this works out, and maybe by focusing on certain things a little bit more specifically, people will be more interested to stick around or want to watch my videos. So stay around, and as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Boop.